Hello again. Welcome again. Welcome to a new class. Yes, bienvenidos de nuevo. Welcome back. Class number 179. Not bad. When we finish this, the next one is 180, which means we are making definite progress. Definite means sin duda. We are definitely making a lot of progress. Adverbio en este caso. Ahora adjetivo. We are making definite progress. There is no doubt. Doubt tiene una B muda hacia el final. Doubt. Doubt. There's no doubt that we're making progress. Class 179, camera 1 with a review, please. Okay. Are you there? Okay. In the last class, we looked at two things. Both easy. Yes. But the second thing, what's it about, is not so easy to say spontaneously. What's it about? ¿De qué trata? Este libro, ¿ese libro de qué trata? What's it about? What's that book about? What's that book about? Yes. What's the Bible about? It's impossible. The Bible's about everything. Well, what's the book of Genesis about? The book of Genesis, the libro de Génesis, from the Bible. Yeah, what's the book of Genesis about? It's about the beginning. It's about the creation of the earth. It's about the creation of Adam and Eve. It's about the loss of paradise, paraíso perdido. It's about the loss of paradise, the fall of me and you. It's about the envy between Cain and Abel, envidia, envy. It's about envy. It's about murder. Cain kills his brother. It's about people who are bad and the flood, la inundación, la diluvio. It's about the flood in Noah, okay? That God is starting again, okay? That's what Genesis is about. And it's about Abraham, the beginning of the Hebrews, the beginning of Israel. Abraham and his son Isaac and Jacob, and finally Joseph, and going to Egypt. That's the book of Genesis. Good, that's interesting. And Richard, what's the book of Exodus about? Éxodo, the second book of the Bible, the second book of the Old Testament. Yes, what's it about? 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 What's? Contracción, TS, what is, lo contraigo. What's it? Me refiero al libro de Éxodo, del Viejo Testamento. What's it about? What's it about? What's it about? Y uso la T de it para enlazar con la A de about. What's it about? What's it about? What's it about? What's Exodus about? It's about the Exodus. It's about taking the Jews from Egypt under subjugation to the promised land, Israel, the land of milk and honey, to the promised land, okay? It's a story about Moses. It's about Moses, the leader of the Jews, who speaks to God on Mount Sinai, in the Sinai Peninsula. And God gives Moses instructions to go back to Egypt and to liberar, to free the Jews from the subjugation of the Egyptian pharaohs, Ramses II specifically, and to take them across the Sinai Peninsula into Israel, their future home, the old home from before of the patriarchs, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, okay? And Exodus is about that story, okay? It's about that story, all right? Yes, and what's the book of Matthew about? Mateo, that's the New Testament. Yeah, what's the book of Matthew about? Well, it's about the story of Jesus of Nazareth, Jesus Christ. It's a story of the birth, life, death, and teachings, enseñanzas, teachings of Jesus of Nazareth. That's what the book of Matthew is about. And what's the book of Mark about? Marcos. It's the same. It's the same. It's a story, a different angle, otro ángulo, from a different angle, but very similar. It's a story of the birth, life, death, and teachings of Jesus of Nazareth. All right? And the book of Luke is similar. And John is quite similar too, but it's more philosophical, more mystical, the book of John, and less chronological narrative. Okay? All four books of the Gospel, el Evangelio, are very interesting. From a historical point of view and from a religious point of view, it's very interesting. That's what those books are about. Yeah. And Richard, what's the poem? What's the poem? The famous poem. Well, what poem are you talking about? Well, there's a poem, okay? There's a famous poem called La Araucana in Spanish. Yeah, there is a famous poem called La Araucana. What's it about? Do you want, okay, it's about Chile. It's about the Indians, those Araucanos. The Indians in Chile when the Spanish arrived. When the Spanish arrived in Peru, then they conquered Peru, Pizarro conquered Peru, established Spanish control of the Incas in Peru, and then expeditions went south, crossing the desert, the Atacama Desert, and going into what is today Chile. And they encountered the Araucanos, a very strong, a very brave Indian tribe. And La Araucana, the famous poem, the epic poem, is about these Indians. It's written by Ercí, I can't remember his name. Okay, a very good poem. Okay, that's what it's about. It's about the fight between the Indians and the Spanish conquistadors. Fijaos cómo lo digo. Es una palabra española convertida al inglés, mal pronunciada, pero a lo inglés, conquistadors, against the Araucanian Indians in what is today Chile. That's what that poem is about. That's what it's about. Oh, Richard, what's Martín Fierro about? Oh, that's complicated. That's an Argentine poem, okay, by José Hierro, I think. And it's about the gauchos in Argentina and the decline of the gauchos. I'll be back in a few minutes.
Hello and welcome. My name is Kyle and I am here today with Esther. Esther, how are you?
Hello, Kyle. I'm glad to be here again.
Great, great. And Esther, today we're going to practice with some indirect questions. I like this, indirect questions. So we have to pay attention to the word order. The word order with indirect questions. Ask me if I know where Toledo is.
Do you know where Toledo is?
Right. Kyle, do you know where Toledo is? Yes, I do. I know where it is. Yes, it's south of Madrid. Right? About 40 minutes south of Madrid, maybe?
Yes, maybe.
Okay. Ask me if I know who Adolfo Suárez is.
Do you know who Adolfo Suárez is?
Of course I do. Yes, I do. Yeah, he was the first Democratic president, right?
Yes, right.
Ask me, at home, ask me if I know when San Juan is. Kyle, do you know when San Juan is? Yes, I do. Do you know when San Juan is?
Yes, I do.
When is it? Now, the direct question, when is San Juan?
It's the 24th of June.
Sorry?
June.
June. The 24th of June.
The 24th of June.
June, yes. One day after my birthday.
Yes.
It's true. Yes, yes, yes. Ask me if I know what the Spanish verb talar means.
Do you know what the Spanish verb talar is?
Or means?
means.
Ask me again.
Do you know what the Spanish verb talar means?
Yes, I do. It means to cut down trees, right?
Yes.
To cut down trees, sure. Ask me if I know who the Beatles were.
Do you know who the Beatles were?
Yes, I do. Of course. Of course, I know who the Beatles were. Ask me if I know who all 4 members were. Ask me. Ask me if I know who all 4 members were. Do you know who all 4 members were? Yes, I do. Yes. So John, Paul, Ringo, and George. George Harrison. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ask me if I know where Pedro Almodóvar was born.
Do you know where Pedro Almodóvar was born?
Ask me if I know. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I know where he was born. He was born in Ciudad Real,
Yes.
but not in the city, but in a town near there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ask me if I know what the capital of Canada is.
Do you know what the capital of Canada is?
Yes, I do. I know what the capital of Canada is. It's Ottawa. The capital of Canada is Ottawa. Ask me if I know who Bisbal is.
Do you know who Bisbal is?
Yes, I do. I know who he is, yes. Ask me if I know where he's from.
Do you know where he's from?
Yes, I do know. So, yes, do you know where he's from? Okay. And then the direct question, where is he from? Yes, he's from the south of Spain.
Yes.
He is from Almeria, I think, isn't he?
Yes.
Okay, okay. Ask me if I know where the light bulb was invented. The light bulb, right? Thomas Edison. Ask me if I know where it was invented.
Do you know where the light bulb was invented?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. It was invented in New Jersey. New Jersey, yeah. By Thomas Edison, right? Okay. Okay, now, to be about. So what was that? Do you know what that last part of the class was about?
The last part of the class?
Yeah, what was it about?
It was about the indirect questions.
Exactly. It was about indirect questions. So this next part of the class is about to be about.
Yes.
All right? So what's it about? What was the last book that you read? What was it about?
It was about a trip.
Okay. About a trip?
About a trip.
Was it a good book?
Yes, it was.
Okay. Ask me what the last book I read was about.
What the last book?
What was
the last book you read about?
Nice. What was the last book you read about? The last book I read was actually about the economy. A little bit boring, but it was interesting. It was interesting. It was all right. Yes. Do you usually know what songs are about?
What songs?
Songs are like when you hear a song. I like that story. I like the story of the song. Do you usually know what songs are about?
Yes, I usually know what songs are about.
Is it important for you to know what they're about?
No, it's not important to me to know what are they about.
What they are about?
What they are about.
Okay. What was the movie Rocky about? Well, the whole series. There were 6 movies. What was that series about?
The Rocky movies are about boxing.
Yeah, they're about boxing. They're about a guy from Philadelphia who is boxing and he beats the champion. He becomes the world champion, and yeah. What about Star Wars? Do you know what the Star Wars movies are about?
Yes.
Okay, you don't have to tell me the whole story, but you do know what it's about, right?
Yes.
Of course. Are you a fan of Star Wars?
Yes, I am.
She's a fan. We know what it's about. Okay, to be about. Okay, and in fact, Esther, we're running out of time.
Yes.
But this class has been about the last class. It's been about reviewing the last class, and so looking at indirect questions and to be about. Okay, so great job, Esther.
Thank you very much.
And good job at home. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Okay, for the next 8 or 9 minutes, I'm going to talk about one verb, a very easy verb, to write. Okay, let's go to camera number 1 and let's begin to use the verb to write, please. Okay, write, wrote, written. To write, every day I write, yesterday I wrote. wrote, hubo lo de muda en todos los casos. I don't know why. Write, wrote, written. Written es el participio que veremos más adelante, con doble T en medio. Written. Ahora wrote, T simple. Every day I write, yesterday I wrote. Cervantes wrote Don Quixote in two different moments. I don't remember. I think he wrote the first book in 1604. Comprobad esto, eh? Go to the internet and check this. I'm using my memory and I'm not sure. I think he wrote the first book or published the first book in 1604. And he wrote the second book or published the second book in 1613. I'm not sure. Now, when did Fernando de Rojas write, or Francisco Rojas, write La Celestina? I don't know. But he wrote it, I think he wrote it in the 16th century. He wrote the Celestina before Cervantes wrote Don Quixote. Yes. And when did Shakespeare write Hamlet? I think he wrote Hamlet around the same time that Cervantes wrote the first book of Don Quixote. But probably, I think Shakespeare wrote Hamlet around 1601. I think he wrote Hamlet before, just a few years before Cervantes wrote Don Quixote. And when did Pío Baroja write? When did he write the Tree of Knowledge? El árbol de la ciencia, we say del conocimiento. I think he wrote the Tree of Knowledge around 1927 or 1928. Yes, around that time. When did Lorca write the Romancero Gitano? When did he write the Romancero Gitano? I think he wrote, I'm not sure, check these figures, check these years. I think he wrote the Romancero Gitano around 1929. I think he wrote it before 1930. All right. And when did he write The House of Bernarda Alba? I think he wrote that around 1934 or 1935, 1 or 2 years before he died. I think he wrote it. And when did he write Blood Wedding, Bodas de Sangre? When did he write Blood Wedding? I think he wrote that in 1932 or 1933. I'm not sure. But he wrote it before The House of Bernarda Alba. Yes. And when did Camilo José Cela, when did he write the Family of Pascual Duarte? The book that made him famous. When did he write it? I don't remember. I think he wrote it around 1944, 1943, 1944. I think, but I'm not sure. Check that. When did Paul write the letters to the Athenians? San Pablo. Yes, Saint Paul. Paul. When did he write the letter to the Athenians? He wrote it around 50 years after the birth of Christ, or about 50 AD was when he wrote it. All right. And ask me how many emails I wrote yesterday. Well, Richard, how many emails, cambiando ya de tercio, how many emails did you write yesterday? Not many. I wrote. Well, to tell you the truth, I didn't write any emails. I answered about 5, but I didn't compose any from scratch. I didn't write any. I answered a few emails. Ask me how many emails I wrote before this class. Richard, how many emails did you write before this class? I wrote 2 emails. I wrote one to Esther, and I wrote the other to Carmelo. Really? Yes, I wrote one to Esther, and I wrote another to Carmelo. Who is Esther? It's none of your business. It's a private matter. Well, it's a professional matter, but it's none of your business. No es asunto tuyo, asunto tuyo. It's none, escrito none. Se dice así, it's none of your business, que no es asunto tuyo. Okay? And who's Carmelo? It's none of your business. They are professional collaborators in different areas, in different activities. Okay? There's no connection. There is no connection between Esther and Carmelo. Okay? They don't know each other. But at first I wrote an email to Carmelo, and then I wrote an email to Esther. I wrote the email to Carmelo at about 8 o'clock in the morning. Yes. And I wrote the email to Esther at about 5 minutes past 8. I wrote 2 short emails attaching a document to each. Okay, and then I sent the emails. Asked me if I wrote a book last year. Richard, did you write a book last year? No, I didn't. Asked me if I wrote a book the year before last. Did you write a book? Did you write a book the year before last? Yes, I did. I wrote a book the year before last. I wrote a book the year before last. Did you write a book the year before last? Did you write a book last year? Ask me if I wrote an article for a magazine. Ask me if I wrote a magazine article last year. Did you write a magazine article last year? Yes, I did. I wrote 2 or 3 magazine articles last year. I wrote them for 3 different magazines. I wrote an article for a legal magazine, de la Asociación de Abogados, Colegio. I wrote one for an engineering magazine, de los Ingenieros Industriales, and I wrote another one for a general magazine. Okay. Our sponsors are calling, so I need to stop for a moment, but I'll be right back. Okay, to write, past tense wrote. Cervantes wrote Don Quixote de la Mancha, but he also wrote El Coloquio de los Perros. He also wrote La Ilustre Fregona. He also wrote, I can't remember the names of some of these things. El Profesor Vidriera? No, I can't remember the names. Help me. He wrote the Novelas Ejemplares. I read all of them. I read all of them many years ago, and now I can't remember the names. El Licenciado Vidriera, that's it. And he also wrote, what else did he write? I can't remember. Shakespeare, William Shakespeare wrote 38 plays. He wrote 16 comedies. He wrote 12 tragedies. And he wrote 10 historical plays. Shakespeare. I'll be back in a few minutes.
Hello there, my name's Carly. Nice to see you again. Before we start our class, I want to introduce my guest, Pilar. How are you?
Glad to be here.
Oh, look at her. I'm glad to have you here.
Okay, thank you.
All right, good, Pilar. We're going to work on an irregular verb today. All right. What is escribir in English?
To write.
Excellent, good. And in the past?
To wrote.
Excellent, good, good, good. So write, wrote, and written, but we'll leave written for now. All right, so write and wrote. Write is like correcto, no? That's right.
Okay.
That's right. So it's the same pronunciation, but careful, it's different spelling. It's a W.
Okay.
All right, so let's practice with write and wrote. I'm going to give you a sentence, Pilar, in Spanish. You give it to me in English. And at home, practice good pronunciation and practice good intonation. All right, Pilar. Él escribió 4 artículos el año pasado.
He wrote 4 articles last year.
Excellent. He wrote 4 articles last year. One more time.
He wrote 4 articles last year.
Very good. Now we're practicing our intonation, so we're putting everything together, and Pilar's doing it wonderfully. He wrote 4 articles last year. So all together at home when you practice, he wrote 4, put it all together as Pilar does. He wrote 4 articles last year. Good, Pilar. ¿Sabes escribir en inglés?
Do you know how to write in English?
Ah, good. Know how to. Good. Do you know how to write in English? How to. Do you know how to write in English? Perfect. Good. Do you know how to write in English?
No.
Yes, you do.
Well, no, I do, but
Of course.
regularly.
At least a little bit, right? Now, the spelling is different in English, of course.
Yes,
so
it's
that's
very
one thing
difficult.
that you have to adapt to. But with practice, no problem, right? So writing's important as well. All right, Pilar. Ellos escriben todos los días.
They write every day.
Perfect. They write every day. ¿Te gusta escribir historias?
Do you like writing stories?
Excellent. Good. Do you like writing stories? Now you could say, do you like to write stories? Or do you like writing stories? Remember, with to like, you can have the infinitive or the gerund, which is
Okay.
both perfect. Good. All right. ¿Cuándo fue la última vez que escribiste?
When was the last time you wrote?
Excellent. When was the last time you wrote? Good. And the last one in Spanish. Escribieron la carta hace 2 años.
They wrote the letter 2 years ago.
Perfect. So no problem. Write and wrote. Very good. So some questions in English. How often, for you at home, how often do you write in your journal? Your journal, right? Journal? Ah, journal. Agenda.
Ah,
Or diario? Do you say?
diario.
We say that. Journal could be a diary journal, and agenda.
Okay.
So your journal, you maybe write, Dear Diary, right?
Okay.
Today is the 14th of May, blah, 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 blah. And you talk about your life. So we say journal, diary, or your agenda, which is your calendar. Yeah, so how often did you write? How often do you write in your journal? Pilar?
I don't write in my journal.
Do you have a journal?
No, I
Good, so
haven't.
say, I never write in a journal.
I never write in a journal.
Perfect, because if you don't have a journal, it's not yours. So I never write in a journal. That's perfect.
Okay.
Good. How often? I never write. Good. Now, will you write a book one day?
I like it.
Perfect. I'd like to, you say. So maybe, tell me, I might. You could say, puede que, I might,
I might
right?
write a book someday.
Perfect. Good. I might write a book someday. Anything's possible, right?
Yes.
I want to write a book too. Good. Pilar, ask me if he wrote me a letter yesterday.
Did he write you a letter yesterday?
Very good. No, he didn't write me a letter yesterday. Ask me if he wrote me an email.
Did he wrote you
Did he?
write
Ah,
you?
good.
Yes. Did he write you an email yesterday?
Yes, he did. He wrote me an email yesterday. There's another verb. What is this called?
Type.
To type. So very good. Now, it's the same. We could say to type or to write. It's the same. I'm going to write you an email, or I'm going to type you an email, which is perfect as well.
Okay.
Very good, Pilar. Ask me if I prefer to write letters or emails.
Do you prefer write?
To write.
Do you prefer to write letters or emails?
I definitely prefer to write letters.
yes.
I love letters. I think they're a lost art.
Yes, it's true.
They're a lost art. Now, when was the last time you received a letter?
Oh, many years ago.
Exactly,
Yes,
right? Many years ago. It doesn't happen anymore. So we should all write each other letters. All right, Pilar, do you write when you want to relax?
No, I don't write when I want to be relaxed.
Good. When I want to be relaxed or when I want to relax. They're both perfect.
Okay.
Very good, Pilar. Ask me if I wrote anything down this morning. Now, I used a little bit of a phrasal verb. Ask me if I wrote anything down this morning.
Did you write anything down this morning?
Perfect. All it means, it's the same question as write, except you just write down. You write on a piece of paper.
Okay.
It's normal. We write down things. So I say, be careful, write this down. It's important. Write it down.
Okay.
So yes, I wrote something down this morning. Yeah, you take a note is to write down. Good, Pilar. Ask me how often I write in my agenda.
How often do you write in your agenda?
Agenda. Very good with the pronunciation. Agenda. Tell me.
How often did you write?
Do
you write in your agenda?
Good with the agenda. I write in my agenda every other day. So every 2 days, right? Every other day. Good. Pilar, ask me if she wrote anything yesterday.
Did she write anything yesterday?
Yes, she wrote a letter yesterday. So yes, she wrote in the past. She wrote a letter yesterday. Good. Pilar, did you write an email this morning?
No, I didn't write an email this morning.
Perfect. Good. When did she last write you a letter?
I wrote a letter.
When did she last write you a letter?
She didn't write me a letter.
Good, good. Or she's never written me. Changing to the present perfect, she's never written me a letter. Tell me.
She's never written me a letter.
Very good. So with the participle, we're not going to practice, but you should know it's write, wrote, and written. Written. So she's never written me a letter. Very good. Do you usually write down recipes?
Yes, I usually write down the recipes.
Good, recipe. So recipe is for?
To make food.
Exactly, to cook. So we use
cook.
recipes to make food. And that's sort of a false friend because you can have receipt, which is el ticket, receipt, recipe for cooking.
Recibida.
And the receta del médico is prescription. We
Okay.
say prescription. So it's a bit of a false friend. Recipe is for cooking. So I always write down recipes. So remember, write and wrote in the past. All right, keep practicing. Bye-bye.
Okay, welcome back. Spelling, it's spelling time. Hay momentos para los números, and now for spelling. Spelling is very important in English. It's very, very important to understand, to recognize letters in your spelling, and to spell aloud, to spell your name. If your name is Gegundes, and you work with London or Chicago or New York or Melbourne, I guarantee you, you're going to need to spell Gegundes many times. If your name is Perez, people don't understand Perez. You have to spell your name. P-E-R-E-Z. Perez. Mr. Perez, of course. And if your name is Manuel, and you spell it M-A-N-U-E-L, Manuel. Hello, Manuel. How are you? Okay. So if you say Manuel, people don't understand. If you say Perez, if you say, my name is Manuel Perez, excuse me, could you spell that for me? Yes, Manuel is M-A-N-U-E-L, and Perez, P-E-R-E-Z, in Americano, or Z, said, Manuel Perez. Mr. Johnson, I have a Mr. Manuel Perez from Spain. Así se hace. All right. Manuel Perez is Manuel Perez. And so you need to learn how to spell. Let's go to camera one and begin some spelling, okay? Fine. Now, get out a pencil or a pen, yes, and a piece of paper. I'm going to dictate. I'm going to spell words. Words that you will recognize, okay? And then you tell me the word at the end. I'm going to spell the word. I'm not going to say the word. Short words, not long. Are you ready? Are you ready? Okay. Number one, I-S-A-A-C. All right. Got it? I'm not going to repeat. Okay, the next word. All right. T-O-L-E-D-A-N-O. Do you have it? All right. All right, the next one. All right. T-E-R-U-E-L. Okay. Do you have it? All right. The next one. R I C H A R D. Okay. Do you have it? Yes. The next one. N A U G H T Y. Do you have it? All right. The next one. Y U C U T A N. Do you have it? Yes. Okay. The next one. L U C Y. Do you have it? Okay. Let's stop for a moment and go back and check. The first word is, I'll repeat the spelling first. I-S-A-A-C. What is it, Maria? Isaac, or Isaac. El tercer patriarca. Abraham, no, el segundo, excuse me. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, o como Isaac Peral, the famous Spanish inventor of the submarine. Isaac, I-S-A-A-C. The next one, T-O-L-E-D-A-N-O. What is it, Maria? Toledano. Tengo un amigo que se llama Isaac Toledano. Okay. Toledano, which is a person from Toledo, right? The next one is T-E-R-U-E-L. What's that, Maria? Okay, Teruel. Los amantes de Teruel. The lovers of Teruel in English. The next one, R-I-C-H-A-R-D. R-I-C-H-A-R-D. What's that? Me. Vuestro servidor. ¿Se dice en inglés? Yours truly. Tu servidor. It says yours truly. Better, tuyo verdaderamente, we say in English. Yours truly, me. R-I-C-H-A-R-D. R-I-C-H-A-R-D. Richard is the very best teacher. Okay, the next one. N-A-U-G-H-T-Y. What is that, Maria? You don't know? Naughty, travieso. Naughty. Naughty es un niño travieso. A naughty boy. Naughty. N-A-U-G-H-T-Y. N-A-U-G-H-T-Y. Naughty es niño travieso. O es una niña más mayor. Una niña mala. Yes. She does things she shouldn't do. She's a naughty girl. All right. The next one, Y-U-C-U-T-A-N. What is it, Maria? Yucatan. Ay, perdona, it's my mistake. It's Yuca. Yucatan. My mistake, I'm sorry. Y-U-C-A-T-A-N. I said Yucatan. No, it's Yucatan. Yucatan. The Yucatan Peninsula. You have Mérida, and you have, what's the famous place? Cancun is in the Yucatan Peninsula. And finally, L-U-C-Y. What's that, Maria? Lucy. Lucy in the sky with diamonds. Yes. Shall we continue? We want to try again? How much time do we have left, Maria? A few minutes? Okay, let's continue. Are you ready? Another one. This one's very easy. Are you ready? P-E-N-C-I-L. Do you have it? Okay. The next one. W-H-E-R-E-V-E-R. Do you have it? All right. We only have 1 minute, so let's go back over these. P-E-N-C-I-L. P-E-N-C-I-L. It's a pencil. Okay. And wherever, donde sea, wherever. W-H-E-R-E-V-E-R, wherever. So you need to practice. Open any book and spell the words. Look at the words in a dictionary, in a novel, in a magazine, and try to spell the words. Because you need to learn how to spell in English. It's essential.
Hello everyone, my name is Layla. How are you doing today? Are you doing great? Okay, good. Let's see how Esther, who is going to be here with me today, is doing. How are you doing?
Fine, I'm doing well.
Okay, great. We're going to do spelling today, vocabulary and spelling. Are you ready?
Yes?
Okay, so let's start off with the 5 new words of the day. The first one is dormir.
To sleep?
Exactly, okay? To sleep. All right? Good. The next one is llevar o tomar. In English, we use only one verb.
To carry?
The other one?
To take?
To take, exactly. Okay, so tomar un libro, right? Two? One more time?
To take.
To take, exactly. Okay, the T and the K, both hard sounds. Okay, the next one is cantar.
To sing?
One more time?
To sing.
Good. Okay, you hear how she's saying the N and the G together to sing. It's a nasal sound, okay? I'm going to have Esther say it just one more time for you.
To sing.
Good. Okay, to sing. Fantastic. The next one is número impar.
Odd number.
Exactly. Okay. Odd number. Odd with 2 D's. Odd number. Okay. Well, what about the opposite?
Even number.
Exactly. Número impar is even number. Okay. Well done. Even number. Okay. And the last one. Sentarse.
To sit? To sit down.
To sit down. Exactly. Okay. We can also just use the verb sit. Okay. But we want to say sit down. Okay. What are we doing right now?
We are sitting down.
Exactly. Okay. We're sitting down. Do we always sit down? Do we always sit down?
No. We are not always sit down.
Do we always sit down? Careful with the verb. So it's the verb to be.
No, we don't always sit down.
Exactly. Okay, so no, we don't always sit down. Fantastic. Okay, spelling time. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, now, what do we use in English when we spell a word? And for example, I want to make sure that you spell it correctly. There's something that we use. Do you know what it is?
No.
An expression. Okay, as in.
As in.
As in, okay? That's the one that we use in the States. As in, okay? So what I'm going to do is give you names of countries,
Okay.
okay? Not all of them, but most of them, okay? All right, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, H as in Holland. Okay, so she's going to be spelling it there, and I want you spelling it at home as well, okay? So H as in Holland, A as in America, I as in Italy, L as in London. Okay, so countries and cities as well. S as in Spain, T as in Thailand, O as in Oregon, R as in Rome, and M as in Madrid. Okay, show us. Okay, yes, perfect. Hailstorm. Okay, hailstorm. Do you know what hail means?
No.
Hail, little balls of ice that come from the sky.
Yes.
Okay, so it's like thunderstorm, and this one is hailstorm.
Hailstorm.
Say it out loud.
Hailstorm.
Good. Okay, the next one. Okay, so go ahead and erase it. Okay, what is she doing? She's erasing the board. Okay, you ready for the next one?
Yes.
At home, are you ready for the next one? Okay, let's go. All right, this one's a little challenging. Okay, M as in Madrid. A as in America. N as in Norway. U as in uniform. F as in France. A as in America. C as in Colombia. T as in Thailand. U as in uniform. It doesn't fit. R as in
No.
Rome. Don't worry. And E as in echo. Oh, okay. Let's see. Let's see. Manufacture. Exactly. Okay. Manufacture. Okay. Now, with this word, the T-U-R-E at the end is a sure sound. Manufacture. Okay. Well done.
Yes.
Okay. So go ahead and erase that one again. Okay. Now, what is she doing? Again, she's erasing. Next time I'll ask you what hand she's erasing with. Okay, you ready?
Yes.
Okay, the next one. S as in Spain. C as in Colombia. H as in Holland. E as in Echo. D as in Denmark. U as in uniform. L as in London. E as in Echo. Let's see if she gets it right. Okay, show us. Exactly. Okay, what word is that?
Schedule.
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 Okay, the reason I made you write this word at home as well is because the D and the U, a lot of people don't know this, but it has a J sound, J. Schedule.
Schedule.
There you go.
Schedule.
Okay, do you have a busy schedule?
Yes, sometimes.
Can you please say the vocabulary word for me?
Yes.
Can you say the vocabulary word for me?
Schedule.
Schedule. Okay, there you go. All right, what hand is she erasing with? She's erasing with her, go ahead, with her right hand, exactly. She's erasing with her right hand. Okay, you ready for more?
Yes.
Okay, let's go. M as in Madrid. E as in Echo. A as in America. S as in Spain. U as in uniform. R as in Rome. And E as in Echo. Okay, this one has a couple of vowels, so you can practice your vowels at home. Okay, all right, show us. Let's see, let's see, let's see. Exactly, okay. What word is that?
Measure.
Measure, exactly. Okay, measure. So the S and the U is like a j sound. Measure. Okay, measure. All right. Have you ever measured your legs?
My legs?
Yes.
I don't remember.
Okay, I'm joking. She has beautiful long legs, and I'm jealous. That's why I was asking her. Okay, all right. Are you ready for the next one?
Yes.
Okay, at home, are you ready for the next one? Let's go. I as in India. N as in Norway. S as in Spain. U as in uniform. R as in Rome. A as in America. N as in Norway. C as in Colombia. And E as in Echo. Okay, now go ahead and show us. Oh, the first one. I as in India.
Oh, sorry.
I as in India. Okay,
Yes,
don't
yes.
worry. A lot of people mix the A and the I. It's a really common mistake. No problem. Okay, so she's there. She's writing it correctly. Okay, now go ahead and show us. Exactly. Okay. Can you read that word out for us?
Insurance.
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 Okay, exactly. So do you mind turning it around just one more time? Okay, good. So insurance. This one has the S and the U, which is a sh, and that's it. Okay, so insurance. Well done.
Thank you.
Okay, and I hope that's all the time we have. So I will see you next time. Goodbye.
Okay, class 179 is now over. We have completed another class. Tomorrow we'll start on class 180, which means we don't have many classes left. However, you have a lot of work left to do. You must continue. You must. También podría yo decir, you have to continue. You have to, tienes que continuar. You must continue más imperativo moral. Have to es más imperativo externo, impuesto. Pero con imperativo moral solemos decir más must. You must continue with English. You must make an effort. You must find the time to devote at least a few minutes every day to English. You must do everything possible because it's not easy to learn a second language well. But it's a very good ability. So you must gain this ability, okay? Come on. See you tomorrow.